As rockets are launched into the skies over eastern Ukraine and shells hit apartment buildings in Donetsk, the human toll of the conflict is inescapable.
There's nowhere to go, so I'm walking around and thinking, maybe I get killed.
Nearly a year after Russia's annexation of Crimea and 4 months after a ceasefire agreement was reached in Minsk, there are no signs the fighting between Ukrainian forces and Russian-backed separatists is abating. Fresh off separate meetings with Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko and Russian President Vladimir Putin, German Chancellor Angela Merkel, who has been unofficially leading Western efforts to resolve the Ukraine crisis, held talks with President Obama at the White House on Monday. Rebuffing political pressure, Ms. Merkel reaffirmed her opposition to providing arms to Ukraine, instead backing another attempt at a diplomatic resolution with talks set this week in Belarus.
Every night you see people dying, you see civilian casualties, you see the dire conditions under which people live. It is incumbent upon us as politicians. We owe it to the people to explore every avenue.
President Obama said he'll continue to explore all options if diplomacy fails, but has not yet made a decision on whether to provide lethal aid to Ukraine against Russian-backed separatists. He said the prospect for a military solution has always been low, citing Russia's powerful military and the length of the Russia-Ukraine border. But Mr. Obama warned the West will keep up sanctions against Russia for violating Ukraine's territorial integrity.
Even as we continue to work for a diplomatic solution, we are making it clear again today that if Russia continues on its current course, which is ruining the Russian economy and hurting the Russian people, as well as having such a terrible effect on Ukraine, Russia's isolation will only worsen both politically and economically.
Atlantic Council Vice President Fran Burwell says any decision to increase sanctions or arm Ukraine may hinge on what comes out of Wednesday's talks between France, Germany, Ukraine, and Russia in Minsk.
What we have to do is to come up with particular things that we need to see the Russians do on a particular time frame so that we can relatively quickly figure out whether this is succeeding or failing. And I think that is when the decision point comes for the United States and for others who may be inclined in that direction.
President Obama said Russian aggression has only reinforced Western unity, a final show of strength as Chancellor Merkel again prepares to face Mr. Putin. Aru Pande, VOA News, the White House.